Howdy how, party people! Alright, it is game time. It is time to see what happens next. And by that I mean if this market's gonna tank or not. So, this is gonna be pretty straightforward. Showed you the cup yesterday. That's ES overnight. Got the handle today, right? So, again, same as before. We're way above these MAs. Clearly, this trend line is no joke from the bottom here. Although we had like a fake breakdown of it, pre-market, full rally all day. It needs to go sideways, which it could tomorrow. And as you can see, well, you're not on Hawaii time, but as you can see, the earnings are gonna play a big role here. Okay? The tick, whatever, don't need to look at that right now. The VIX coming down. I think it's VIXpiration tomorrow or Thursday. Maybe someone can check that for me. You know they've been buying VIX calls. I would not be surprised to see VIX touch 13. The hourly is under a sell. Could mean that we go up more. And I have a new target, a third target. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but again, we hit for 50, we hit for 53. And my system's showing me now a possible target. That's why this video is so important, okay? I don't want anybody, before I say it, as soon as they hear it, that's what they're gonna buy. Because today was the day that our roadmap gave as the top plus the target hit. Both targets hit, okay? Targets that, had I told you when we were at, after that big job sell here last Tuesday and we were at 431, had I told any of you that we were gonna be $20 higher, that could have seemed a little ridiculous. But we did more than that. Not easy to trade. Because you had that run up, then you had the sideways day, then you had the big dip, and then we've just been chugging up. And I'm sure you've noticed that contracts and premiums are acting really, really weird. And that is because, again, they don't want you to make any money, pretty much. Because what they're doing right now is they're raking in the dough on puts going, to the shitter, pretty much. That's what they're making money on here. So, again, we're above this trend line. We're at the top range of the smart money contracts. Okay, great. We got this line coming in from 455. All right, that I drew a few days ago in the video, or maybe it was over the weekend, for a move like that. I'm not saying that's gonna play out. That's like the most likely here, but at this point in time, is everything overextended? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, no shit. Okay, doesn't matter. Here's the problem that a lot of people have identifying this and playing it. It's that nothing's working. All their technical analysis goes out the window. All the put and call ratio and liquidity and blah 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 blah. The market makers can do whatever they want. Okay. Again, we had a green ball D day, so there's a good chance, as you can see here, going back. Once they start doing a green, they run it a few days. Okay, and I would not be surprised if they do it. So what's my biggest problem here? My biggest problem, and caution rather, if I didn't have this chart I would be way heavier in calls, is this is today. However, we did not get that drop. Okay, so why is that? Well, there's a good possibility that this plays out. Okay, and if that plays out, there's going to be no pullbacks this year. It's going to be more sideways chopping up the contracts, chopping up the premiums, chopping up the theta. Obviously you see a small pullback here in the fall, but it's going to just be insane. So that's why I was very cautious. And yeah, you can make a lot of money on gap ups and all of that, but as we know, it can also go the other way, and then you're fighting for a whole week with getting it back. So that's why everyone needs to be minimum 90% cash at the end of the day. 95 even is even better, or don't swing. But tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday are gonna be pretty telling. Okay, what's gonna happen here? So just keep that in mind. Yes, we have a top, but I'm not just gonna blindly short a market that is absolutely nuts. On SPY, we're over the October trend line. We're very, very close on it to SPX. We're here at R1. Now, R2 is not currently my secondary target. It is 4,583 if this is a blow off top, and it should print this week. Again, this was target number 1, that was number 2. I'm not saying that this is gonna print, but there's a chance if it's a blow off top that it will. Okay, could be that we got the top today, but I mean, look at the bounce of the fuckery line up to there. So I'll be watching China tonight. If China gap filled yesterday, no one's investing in China. If China does a inverted head and shoulders and buy up the market, that is overall a bullish sign, because then they believe or know that the US market is not gonna tank. If it does a tank today and comes down to here, let's say, then there's a good chance that the top is in. All right, let's go on to individuals after we check the NAMO. I mean, it's still bullish with RSI 55. So again, it usually does not reverse until it sees around 70. So this is a huge thing that your beginning traders might not know of. All right, TSM, you've seen the chips go absolutely mad, and if you look at the chart here, again, great lotto risk reward in my opinion. Don't go heavy. Coin CEO has a meeting tomorrow. You see it's holding this 100 level. Did I swing it? Let me see. I don't think I did, because if there's overnight bullshit, no, I mean, yeah, very small position, -10 on it. Okay, the only reason I'm having it is I like this to that level. We'll see. Okay, but it's not like a main play. We missed that. They must have said something great. But then again, look, we did great on 0DTs. As you can see, they bought that there. But this is what really excited me. I mean, we're up here in the 70s, right? I don't know when we've seen that. Have we seen that, Doug? Maybe you can let me know if we've seen. The Gex magnet is 455. Rivian, we were in this morning. I also played that, sold that. If this market is gonna go more, this is a candidate for a pretty nice run. But obviously, you want it above the 9 before you start messing with it. We'll see. KRE, I mean, just flying, epic run here. What banking crisis? If market runs, it will fill the gap. We already watched Vol-D. I mean, this is epic. This is strong. The IWM, has a move up in the morning and holds all day. Plus gets plenty of volume green into close with the RSI popping up. Again, these small caps are lagging. And you saw midday how they weren't even touching QQQ. And then, boom, I said rotation. And usually they would, back in the day, they play them 50-50 or they'd rotate slowly. They do massive rotations in the middle of the day on the fly. It's pretty crazy to watch. Economic calendar, this is awesome. Canada and Justin are man, they're pouring maple syrup all over that shit. It's great. We had Fed speakers, who cares? All right, so this is probably gonna pull it down a little bit because I doubt that Great Britain, their economic outlook is just bad. But Germany's numbers were good. So again, if the EU CPI is the same or comes in cool, this market is gonna rip. Okay. Building permits is gonna decide Home Depot's fate here. I don't think it's gonna be so awesome, but who cares? And as you can see, I think the Fed blackout period has started. And no one cares about tomorrow. All that matters are the earnings. All right. Did we go over everything else? Yeah, Bitcoin, man, people were bagged on that. But as you see, Bitcoin's down plenty from almost 32K. And Coinbase is doing that. And the Coinbase CEO is meeting with, people in Washington. So, lovely. Let me pull up this. I'm using quant data, or I'm trying to use it a little bit. We'll see. It caught that meta move before it happened. So QQQ. Again, same pattern, sells off, but as you can see, green divergence. All right. So if this is gonna start legging up more, it's playing 0 DTEs. That again, at open are, anything from 20 to 30 cents with a little bit of money might be the way to go. Sure, it got some red volume into close, but it's got green divergence and the squeeze is looking good. If you can clear this volume shelf, this can... here's the thing, if the top is not in, this is frighteningly fast gonna go to all-time highs here. Do you understand? This could be legging up big time. And looking at the daily, see here, for instance, when it legged up to all-time high, we had same type of setup here. Look at the TTM squeeze on the daily. Very rarely does it just back off, or the MACD. And look at the daily MACD. Dude, that would be nuts. That would mean that, well, QQQ has already skipped the shit, man. It's already skipped the April high to make, maybe that was, yeah, it did make the cup pull back in the handle. maybe the handle does bring us up to here. That would be absolutely insane. SPY, same type of deal. I mean, the setup looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that it doesn't. Very few traders have the balls to put on the gas here, so we will see. SPY is lagging. Okay, let's compare. So QQQ is above the April high. It's going for this high. So QQQ is still leading because we had that tech rally. That would put, this is why I'm in those 462s like a degenerate gambler. They're cheap. I'm not in heavy, but like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? If Tesla, this is why it's so important to cover both. Like, okay, let's keep our feet on the ground. You know, the chart shows us top. Okay, great. That's a 30-year futures chart. Okay, it does not account for Netflix and Tesla beating. And I mean, we've had a lot of good Tesla news. We know that Netflix has done the password crackdown. So we'll see. The IVs are freaking juiced to the heavens. But it would be awesome to just, if they both would beat, we come in the morning because they were flat all night and they are just freaking rip. Okay. Tesla had that same type of pop again that it had here. Then it consolidated. But I do want to show you that it's holding above that pop. Very, very, again, chart's super bullish. Okay. Carvana, I'm glad we took a lot of profit. I'm literally like in a few contracts here. Nothing that I didn't feel, but my plan was to exit completely. I'm just in for like a few hundred, whatever. Had a dump after hours that got bought up. Very interesting. Clearly a rotation within the shitty stocks. The fact that UPST is still holding up here is insane. But again, and this is where this gets a little funny. I mean, let's entertain. Let's entertain. What was the April top for? I mean, that's in the hundreds. So again, once this starts going, now we know that I'm not shitting about this gap. Plus, you know, people want to borrow money because of, you know, inflation going down. You're right. PPT showed up. We're talking about a Head and Shoulders on the 5-minute that played out, but it didn't really want to make that other shoulder, but then it dumped to that level. However, again, the Apple chart, you could obviously you got like kind of a quadruple top here. Okay, but you can also argue, well, not argue, it is a giant inverted Head and Shoulders. So usually after they play out, we head higher. Could also argue ugly as cup, and then we go even further. Again, I've missed this 2 days in a row just because I'm like, I don't want to buy $900 contracts and then it go the wrong way like it did the other day on me. But like, geez Louise, holy shit. This is why I'm in those TSM lottos. Again, I'm still in this position, guys, because you just don't, I mean, you know, man, I'm just, you know, I've played Unity when the market tanks and this just rips. Another one of those. I mean, it wants this gap. It's just a matter of when, you know, and schmucks like us wanting it too. But that MACD on the daily, it looks good. And the TTM squeeze is not turned dark blue, which it, you know, you get it. Still no news. Okay? And when Boeing rips, it really rips. And I'm targeting this area, but if the news is good, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to sitting on these 220s, I mean, and this just freaking explode. MACD looks like it wanted buy signals. Yes, we've gotten a few buy signals. However, the MACD is a strong signal. So, you know, here you see a MACD signal and we got a freaking cannon. All right. BABA. Why did I take a few BABAs to fill the gap? Just because we ripped so hard today, right? So what if China is like, okay, we're gonna go higher, let's pump it. It's all about them pumping it or not. So I'm not gonna cry if HSI, which is a bag of shit, dumps today. Again, super small. AI, I like it. I know it dumped end of day, but we're going into earnings season, and every freaking company is gonna milk the AI bubble a little bit more because they have to. Because if they don't, people are gonna be like, okay, this company is not happening. So I like the green divergence. I like the MACD. I like the TTM squeeze. I like the RSI. I like everything on it. Am I in it currently? No, I don't think I am. So this is top watch. So everybody, tomorrow, if you see AI going, write it in the chat. I'm still in Hood because this consolidation's nuts. I mean, this is Robin Hood. It doesn't get more degenerate and crappy than this, but I mean, you can't argue with that. Someone wants this higher. And just looking at the chart, we've done this. If it's gonna be an inverted head and shoulders, this should start selling off soon. But if it's just gonna do a cup and go here, it's possible. I still like the TTM squeeze on this one very much so, and I mean, it could just go into full squeeze mode. That's why I'm in it. If this is gonna go under, like, let me put an alert here. If this is gonna go under like 12.20, I'm out. Not gonna play with it. Home Depot again. We got those numbers coming out tomorrow. I was in it from like here to here. Not gonna really jump into it. Home Depot has a thing with me. It's not as shitty as Roblox or Amazon, but close to. AMD did a chug, but it never really took off. You know, obviously I was still in it. I sold. Contracts weren't moving for me. Lockheed Martin took a big shit today, unfortunately. I was in very, very small. And when I say lotto size, I mean lotto size. Or when I say small, I mean small. So, some after hours action. We'll see what it does tomorrow. They could easily just run it up or not. That's a pretty hefty dump on good earnings. So again, this could also indicate what this earnings season is gonna look like. So that's why I'm not like fully like, let's load 462 because it's gonna go. I was in and out of SQ all day, chasing because it was really choppy when it went up. However, again, that is a beautiful breakout chart. And if this market goes SQ, I mean, at least should see 85, if not 90. And again, let's look at where that April top, or actually it had a March top. We're talking, you know, almost 150. So definitely has room to go, and bigger chart looks really nice. So to summarize, tomorrow I'll know pretty early on what's up, if our chart's gonna be still panning out, and if not, if it changes, so be it. We'll track the other one, but it has been really good and it's been really awesome, and it's forced everyone to be a better trader, and this is really interesting. Oh yes, before we wrap things up, This is not a glitch. That is some major call buying on SPY. Major. And as you can see, there's no dark pool selling yet. And for instance, here you can see that they might still want to bring it up higher. Okay, because again, this is on 50-minute. They're buying again. They've sold this rally on QQQ. That's why it was kind of lagging, but they started buying it again. On SPY, they're still rocking and rolling. And I'm sure you all remember this ghost candle from a while back, and we've now surpassed it. So ghost candles matter, and if you see them, please post them. That's why we got a ghost candle tab on our page. So the next few days, put some ice in your cup, whether it's the one on your desk or downstairs. Let's not be stupid. Let's navigate this. Let's get some green. I don't want to go balls to the walls. This is like playing with, you know, those old comic books or cartoons where they've got a jar of or a box of TNT or nitroglycerin. Yeah, that's where we are here. So I don't want anybody getting over leveraged in a position and blowing all these gains that we've collected. Especially, I mean, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we can. If we hit that, don't let me buy any calls anymore this month. Oh man, this is hilarious to me. I mean, you know, this is just crazy. All right, guys. Yeah, let's get it tomorrow. All right. God bless. Love yourself, love your family.